Hello, everybody, and happy Wednesday. Hey, Janet. Woohoo! You did. You made it on time. Hopefully that means it's a okay kind of slow day for you in the office. I've missed having you here. I am in need of some calming things today, so I'm just going to work on some clusters, but I want to work on some that will let me use up some of my stones. I mean, it will be forever before I use them all up, but at least I can make a dent in them. How are you doing? I know this is a really busy time of year for you at work. Hopefully you're getting a chance to work on some of your beautiful doodles. Whoops, let me turn that banner off. There we go. I promised people I would turn it off once the stream started, so that it wasn't annoying. So yeah, it's been slightly crazy making as I work through some stuffs and working on the new website, which is exciting. I hope my son will have time to work on it soon. The same doodle for 2 weeks. Okay, I feel better now. Thank you. I just kind of feel like I've been chasing my tail. I still have stuff to put away from the sale, and that's not good. I need better cleaning up after myself habits. But my mom wasn't able to teach me that when I was a kid, and I haven't learned it by this time in life. It's probably not going to be something I get very good at. Let's see. I don't even know what I want to do. I kind of stopped myself on these because I kept thinking way too much. Whoops, I need scissors. About what could go anywhere, and it's like, no, I just need to make the ones that I want to make, and then we'll figure out all the other stuff later. Hey, Mona is here. How are you doing? Did you ever find a car, Mona? I know you were having to look for a new car, which is not a fun thing to be doing. Hopefully you found one that suited your needs and financial stuffs. Yeah, I'm just like, I haven't done these in quite a while either, so this will be kind of fun. It's not like doing something new, but I have to slow down on the cordage. Every time I start making cordage with the stuff from the yard, I keep making cuts and stuff in myself, so I need to slow down. Hey, Gypsy, how you doing today? What are you working on? I keep reaching for lace, and I'm not using the lace, so I need to think differently here. Hey, Paul. Good evening to you. Hopefully you're having a great day. Oh, I cut these so short. Mona says she found a car, but now you have to find a ride to go get it. Oh, geez. Always something, right? Let's find a stone first. Let's build out from the stone. No, I like the long, skinny brown ones. Oh, that one's really almost like a perfect. That might be good for something else. Organizing. I was just saying I need to go clean up my mess in the studio. That would be a good thing for me to do. Did I bring thread? Oh, okay, yeah, I did have thread. Good. Whew. That would be funny to not have thread. Hey, Carmen. Oh, I'm happy to have you be able to join us today live. Thank you. What are you working on today? I am so out of the habit of these, guys. Let's see here. Maybe some burlap would be good. Just kind of want to veg today. And clusters are always a great way to veg. Oops, well, that's a very crooked piece of burlap, so we'll just take care of that. I really want some more frayed edges here. Let's see if we can. This is not 100% natural fabric, so it's going to take a little more effort, I think, to make it fray. Got some wonderful blue skies out there today. Had wind for the last few days, so blowing all the pollen around, allergy time. Hey, Lori. How you doing today? I was going to look at my list of interesting questions to ask you guys before I came on, and I got sidetracked and totally forgot. Who's got a great creative question we can discuss today? I love it when we get those discussions going. Those of you that are in the Facebook group, I am really excited to see you sharing more of your work. Carmen says she's been working on organizing her craft area in her bedroom so you can bring your belongings from Puerto Rico. Organizing. Oh, awesome. Yeah, you'll be able to find everything and you'll be able to work. That's wonderful. Yeah, it's never going to quite phrase. Oh, I'm getting some phrase. Okay. Why does it look better frayed? I don't know, but that's what I like. So that's what I'm going to do. What I'm doing right now on this part on the tabletop, it is with a Logitech 920 webcam. That's kind of tired, but hopefully we'll keep working for a while. And then for my face is using my iPad, which has a much nicer quality photo, but I don't have something where I can do tabletop on it right now. My phone is what I like to use when I do the videos for, like recording a video ahead of time, but it really gets too hot, makes me nervous to use it for the streams. Hey, Tammy, how are you doing? How are Seuss and Mia? Tammy's got a new puppy. I'm so jealous. Puppy breath. I don't want the puppy energy, but I want the puppy love. Puppy love. I know those tattered edges, they just do something. Right now, this is too big, I think. We want it to be smaller. Oh, I'm so picky. Okay, I like that. Now, we're going to do shades of green. I always do shades of green, right? You guys know that by now. Let's see if we can add something different in there. Nope, don't like it. I tried not to bring out every single piece of dyed fabric, but let's see here. What are you working on today, Tammy? Have you got any of your awesome flow journals in your shop? Should we be sending people over there to check out what's in your shop? Let's see. Some more frayed edges. Zoe has been banished to my husband's office because they've been working on the streets outside. So she, anybody that's walking by or a shadow that's going by that looks like they could be invading her house, she goes absolutely bonkers. Favorite organizing tip for those of you that are organizing? Paul says, I try to get a shot with oil on water with some colorful background. And then you bump the dish with the oil and water. It went all over the kitchen floor. Oh, no. Flow journals in the shop next week. Okay, so next week when you come to the live, remind me so we can send people over there to check them out. She's almost 10, so she's fine just laying on her bed in there. She still gets to look at stuff outside the window, but the barking at least is somewhat diluted. Not a lot because she's a big girl, but somewhat. All right, what else do we need? Where's my stone? I know I want that stone, so if I need it to pop, it needs something else, huh? It needs my fuzzies, right? It needs fuzzies. Let's make some fuzzies. I really, does anybody else have anything going on in their shops? Any places we need to direct people to go check out? Have you got an event coming up, a live of your own, something like that? Let's support one another. Let's see. Uh-oh, did I grab the one that doesn't like to shred? There's something about taking these strings apart. Gosh, I love it. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it's just so fun to tear these apart. I might need to get some of this string in a couple of different colors just because then I can save my wool for the bigger pieces. Organizing is a must when you're placing, like items together makes a huge difference. For me, my favorite organizing thing are these little clear containers. Oh man, they stack so I can put them on top of one another and then they move around, and I love these. Does anybody use the and have they made any of their own little ephemera folders to hold stuff? I've got so much ephemera that I keep thinking it probably wouldn't work for me, but I did grab a stamp album to put my postage stamps in. Yeah, these little stacking things, I mean, we have them all over the house. I use them in the kitchen and use them in the bathroom, and then whenever there's one that's not being used, it lands in the studio. Just love it. Hey, Abby. Ooh. Well, any excuse to sit and stitch, right? I always love your beautiful nails on your channel when watching your videos. Did you get some stuff in your shop recently, Abby? If so, we need to send some people. I know you were working on some, you had that design team project you were working on for Tracy. And I think I remember seeing that you were going to put it in your shop, but let us know because then we can send people over. Or do they just buy by watching your video? I can't remember. I know a couple people have it where instead of a shop, they have you just send them a note. Let's see. One more color. What more color on here? Maybe a brown, a little bit of, no, a little bit of something darker. Dark gray, we'll mix that in. All right, so got fuzzies everywhere. We got this. Ooh, I like that one. Needle and thread. What color thread? Well, I did finish the first layer of the green journal yesterday. I want to make a little video of it and then I don't know if I'm going to work on the rest of it on screen or off screen. I haven't decided yet. You missed it, Terry? I put it in the group too. But I'm glad you are here now. Hi, Midge. Lori says she gets more inspiration and ideas when she goes through her piles instead of having everything too organized. Info about Zoe. Oh, Zoe's fine. She's just noisy. She just makes too much noise when the videos are going. So she's absolutely fine hanging out in the other room. I like sorting through my materials too for ideas. It definitely helps me out. Okay, let's see. Let's sew this on somewhat first, and then I will put the stone on. And this is where I give my pitch about, it's nice to go really fast. There's some really great cluster videos out there where they say just don't think about it, just go super fast and, put it together. And that's one way of doing it. But my way of doing it is just to take time and enjoy my fibers and my fabrics and just not race through it. Hey, Carla, haven't seen you for a long time. How are you doing today? Gosh, what have you been up to, girl? Janet's back from being rudely interrupted by bosses that actually expect her to do her job, right? You have awesome bosses, though. I know that. We need to send some good energy to Arlene. Those of you that know her, evidently she had a fall and crushed her foot, and she's in the hospital for a while. So just in case she gets a chance to watch this video while she's hanging out in the hospital, let's send Arlene a lot of love. Carla's busy with grandkids. That's wonderful. That's a nice way to be busy. Hey, Jessica. Oh, your husband's stopping by. Well, that's an even better interruption, huh? Much better interruption. Hey, Linda. Hello there. You made it to your second live. I'm happy to have you here with us. All right, let's see. I'm actually going to sneak up behind here and see if we can just get this burlap down a little bit more. Where's Victoria? Oh, Victoria is recovering. I know she had her vaccine recently, and she was kind of not feeling 100%. So hopefully she'll be back next week. So those of you that just joined, what are you guys working on today besides grandkids? I haven't seen my grandson in ages. All right, let's see. Of course, the one stone I picked doesn't have a super flat edge, but that's okay. Oh, you got your second shot today, Jessica. Well, that's awesome, though, that you got your shot. That's terrific. Yeah, so just hang out on YouTube and take it easy, and hopefully it won't be too much of a recovery time for you. Carla's working on some journals today. Whoops. Forgot to mute my phone. All muted. Oops. And so, of course, let's see. Doesn't really matter which way is up, but let's see. I think I like it this way. Linda's watching her 6-year-old grandson. Oh, that's a great age. They're curious about everything. And working on a golf journal. Oh, that's interesting. You don't see a lot of that topic. Midge is just hanging out and watching today. I'm so behind in YouTube videos. I've had so many meetings and classes lately that watching a video just feels like another, class with too much noise. And I'm such an introvert. I need a lot of quiet to recover. Oh, that's a good thing. How many introverts do we have here, or how many extroverts? Just let me know in the comments. Are you an introvert or are you an extrovert? I can be very extroverted, when I need to be, or when I'm, speaking or, at a gathering. But because I'm by nature an introvert, I need a lot of quiet then to recharge my batteries. Janet's an introvert. I would have guessed that. Mona's an introvert. Lori says she's an inner with exy tendencies. Jessica's an extrovert, but she loves her downtime too. Carmen's an extrovert. Carla's an introvert. Linda's an introvert. Gypsy's an introvert. Midge is both. Yeah, peopling is exhausting. And peopling where where it's not just like, it's one thing like to have to go to an event and be around a lot of people. That's exhausting. But then if you have to interact and make intelligent conversation, that takes a lot of energy too. Hey, Brenda, you're way crafting. Oh, nothing confusing, Terry. It's just kind of what the difference is, the way I understand it, and everybody may have learned it slightly differently, but that extroverts get their energy from being around people, and introverts get their energy from time alone where they can recharge their batteries. It doesn't mean that extroverts don't need to recharge their batteries. It's just their energy comes from a different source. Lori says, quiet time is so important to me. I'm alone most of the time. Paul's an introvert. Yeah, I need the quiet time. So like on a day where or on a week where I've got like a live and I've got a class and then I've got another class. And yesterday we had workers here all day. The electricians were here all day. And it's very, very stressful. It just drains me. It's just like somebody just put a extension cord on me and said, okay, we're going to take all your energy now. Janet says it's stressful for me to interact with more than one person on an in-person situation. Yeah. Parties, oh my goodness. They're just, it's really hard. Before COVID, my husband and I would go to a trivia night down at the local pub, and we really enjoyed it. We were on a team with 2 other couples that we really enjoyed spending time with. But it was hard because it was, an hour or so of being, I guess it was like maybe 2 hours of being with people and all the noise in the pub because it's a small pub. And trying to decide, since I crisscrossed, you can see what I'm doing. Since I crisscrossed that one, I kind of wanting to clean this up. So I think I'm just going to do something a little different. Jessica says she teaches high school, which is 75% performing art. Oh my goodness, that would just, when I taught, I taught, sometimes it was 2 to 3 times a week as just a consultant to kids that were in juvenile detention centers. And that was absolutely exhausting to me. I mean, I'd be in the classroom for 2 hours and I did not know how teachers did it day in, day out, every day. That would just be too much for me. Let's see if I can get back in there. Well, this is just going to be a different sort of one. I used to love to go to writing conferences all the time, and hear, well, that didn't work. Hear all the great speakers and chat with my writing friends, but it was also very stressful, very exhausting, and I never slept well away from home, so that made it tough too. Let's see if I can this cluster be saved? Yes. There's nothing wrong with it. I just kind of, okay, so we're going to pretend like we always meant to go at an angle like that, right? I don't think that stone's going anywhere. The reason I go over and over these, since I'm not using any glue, is these stones, since they're polished, they're very slippery. Hey, Matilda, you did make it. So happy to have you here. Thank you. These are, this is my relaxation to do these when I can't do the cordage because I've cut my hands all up. All right, there's the first one. Geez, I'm out of practice. Look at how much time that took, but it's okay. This is not a race. I don't have to get any amount of these done in a certain amount of time. I'm just trying to build the stash so that I can put some of these up for sale. I want to sell them in batches, so I want to have some more with the stones because I only have about 10 of them done with the stones. Let's see here. Because I use them up. What I love about these, though, is because then I can take a piece of paper like this, and then I can build it up even more. And then if I wanted to, I could take a larger piece of fabric and build that up again, so I just start with my center and then you can keep going and going and going. Let's see, keep saying I want to do blues, and then I always struggle with the blues and I don't know why. Maybe we'll just do one piece of fabric, get some blue. Maria, you made it too. Lovely to see some more of you guys that are in my Facebook group here. I love seeing names of people I know and new friends, and those of you that are in the group. I want to give a shout out to Terry, who has been tagging people to share their art more. And I love that. I love that you guys are being braver about sharing your work and you're encouraging each other. I know I'm missing posts, and I'm feeling, actually feeling kind of guilty that I'm not getting back over, not getting through there and hitting everybody, on the posts. And I'm sorry. I just feeling a little overwhelmed. Hey, Victoria, you are here. How are you feeling? I was wondering if maybe you weren't here because you weren't feeling very good. Because I know you got your shot. Lucky you. Yeah, the dang time change. It definitely messes with things. Although I tell you, it's nice. It's really nice having the light. Oh, Janet, I'm so glad you like the fabrics you got from the live sale and you've used some. Ooh, I'd love to see some pictures. Did you post them on Instagram and I missed them? Which would not be a big surprise. Hey, Shauna. Glad you stopped in to say hi. How are you doing today? Are you having a great Wednesday? Oh, Victoria, that's wonderful. I'm glad that you are doing fine. That is what we want to hear. I wonder if I can make fuzzies out of the bottom of this without losing. Make them a little fuzzier. I'm doing pretty good. Better now that I'm here. Just sort of having a, sometimes you think too much and that's not good. Or at least not for me. I think too much and then I start worrying about a bunch of stuff that I'm either not doing or not doing enough of or not doing right or what have you. I need to make sure that I got your new name change. Yes, because I think there's a way on Instagram where I can put people that I want to make sure I don't miss. So I need to go over there. Thank you for that reminder. I don't want to miss any of those. All right, let's see. Maybe it doesn't want burlap. Maybe it just wants lots of fabric. So Victoria only had a few aches and a dull pressure headache, and ibuprofen did it. Wow, took care of that for you. That's terrific. I hope when I get the chance to get mine, I have an easy time. Matilda had a headache and felt tired for a few days. Yeah, my mother-in-law had a hard time with her second shot, but my father-in-law didn't. And my mom didn't have any problems. So I don't know. We'll see. But I think it's probably still another month away before California just does not have a lot of shots. Wow, this one doesn't want to fray at all. I thought it was cotton, but maybe it's not. Yeah, so too much internal thinking, feeling like, there's so many things that I want to do to offer support for people. And I realize I don't have that many hours in the day and still be able to do my own art. And then I start to feel guilty about not doing enough for people. And then, the group. So that's why I really appreciate those of you that are helping out to, comment and support one another in the group. What have you missed? Are you an introvert or an extrovert? I think I know the answer to this one, but are you an introvert or an extrovert, Victoria? I've not had a super focused question on anything other than that. I should use the needle. Huh? Will that help? Let's see. Sometimes that'll work if you get in the right place and you can kind of, there we go, start to make it. You're an introvert? Thanks, Shauna. I hope people understand. I'm starting to feel like I'm just not getting enough time to make the stuff and experience, especially since I'm doing a lot of things with natural materials. So it takes time to gather. And then if I'm going to make any inks and dyes, it takes time to cook. And then the time to actually create and make the plans and social media and all that stuff. Matilda's an introvert too. Yeah, I think the introverts outnumber the extroverts here, at least today. Brenda says, you ever hear the expression, after me, you come first? I love that. I have not heard it that way, Brenda. Thank you. Oh, Lori, thank you. Well, I think you guys are all amazing too. Shauna, what I am making are my little clusters. These are my nature clusters that I am so addicted to making. I don't always put stones in them. A lot of times it's just, little bits of fabric and fibers and maybe some sticks. But I have some with stones, and I have a lot of these polished stones. So I'm kind of trying to use some more up. Okay, Brenda, I'm going to remember that. After me, you come first. Carrie's in Ghana. Oh my goodness, Carrie, you did it. You're there. Amazing. I'm so glad you're here. Hello. How is it? Thanks, Matilda. Yeah, this is ridiculous. I have like 20 spice jars filled with these things. I'm doing better the more I'm here with all of you guys. I'm soaking up all the good vibes and the love you're giving me and you're giving one another, and that always helps. Let's see, what if we put, because I think I want that white stone to pop. Far, far away, Brenda. That's where it is. It is far, far away. Carrie, Brenda wants to know, where is Ghana? I'm probably saying it wrong. Victoria said, I used to be somewhat of an extrovert. I've always had confidence issues, but was always very sociable. Right now, though, I just want to hide away and stare at my phone horrified when it rings. I don't mind talking on the phone, and I don't mind the Zooming. I just need a lot of quiet time to recover. Like after this, I have a phone call scheduled that I know is going to run a couple hours, and it's going to be a wonderful thing. But it's like I scheduled it on the same day as this so that then I know the next couple days I can recover. Jessica's had headaches and body aches from the shot. So it's snowing where Carrie lives in Utah, and she's frying in Africa. And Carrie's an extrovert. I am not surprised to hear that, Carrie. Not surprised. Oh, Shauna, you did dip into some slow stitching. Awesome. Would love to see some of what you're doing. Okay, so if we do this, what do I have to do to get, see, I like that stone just on that. Maybe what I should do is just stitch, I'm going to do that. This is out of my norm. I'm just going to stitch the stone on the fabric. Hey, Penny, how are you doing? Happy Wednesday to you. Time management. That is a foreign word to me, Victoria. I do not know that one. Yeah, I stink at time management. You got back to the challenge. Yeah, I took a look at some of the videos, and right now the thought of watching the videos for all the different tag types, it was just like, nope, I can't do it. I just cannot make myself do it. I finished the first layer on the green slow stitching that I was doing, and I'm going to record a little video about part of it before I go on to the next steps. Yeah, time management is hard. Those of you that have a handle on time management, you get hats off to you, because that would not be me. You did some slow stitch on your Ghana traveler's notebooks. Nice. How long will you be there, Carrie? You were going for work, right? Okay, Sean, I will look forward to seeing your piece. Oh, you're excited. Nice. Isn't it nice when you finish something and you can be excited about it, and it turns out, like, sometimes it turns out even better than you originally imagined it, or sometimes it comes out just like you had it in your head. I love it when that happens. It's like I have a picture in my head and it comes all together. You'll be coming back soon. How long did it take you to get from Utah to Ghana? I've never done it this way, sewing the stone on first, but this might turn out to be actually even better, or different at least. Doesn't have to be better or worse. It just has to be maybe different. Although this stone is really slippery. You've got to go sing with the piano player. Well, fun. Have a good time. 14 hours. Woo! Yeah, I mean, I love looking at everybody's tags that they're making for the challenge, but the thought, if you hadn't started from the beginning of watching all the videos, I'm like, nope, I'm done. But it's wonderful that so many people are getting excited about slow stitching. Okay, that was not a good idea to do that like that. Let's see. Well, I am just mangling this one all to heck. It's your extrovert coming out. Yeah. I sang once on stage when I was in junior high school and was laughed at and booed so much, rightly so, because I can't sing. But for some reason, I was brave enough to try it back then. That was, yeah, not an experience I am likely to try and repeat. You will never find me doing karaoke. Janet says her friend Betty is only doing the tags she feels like doing. That's a good idea. I like the idea of having a finished collection of tags. I mean, I think that's going to be really awesome for those of you that are doing it. Yeah, Janet, I have been asked that many times since, and so I was like, nope, I don't even try. I mean, I'll sing here at home, and my husband, bless his heart, doesn't mind, but that's it. Okay, Carrie, see you later. Have fun. Okay, Jessica, take it easy. Rest up. Yeah, it's a good reminder of what you've accomplished. We need to do that. We need to look back sometimes and see. Normally, I would say don't look back because you're not going that way, but sometimes we need to remind ourselves of what we have done. All right, let's see if this makes this one any easier to build. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. Victoria says, I can't sing for peanuts, but it never stops me. That's a great attitude. Yeah, learning the stitches, I mean, that just comes with the more practice you get. Okay, maybe we're going to do that. We're going to, oh, I don't want to lose that part of the, just a little smaller. I'm going to lose that. Doggone it. After all that fraying, but really I think it needs to be smaller. Shauna says she breaks windows when she sings. Too funny. Yeah, the stitches, I mean, it's nice. Anne's got, you know, from what I remember, she was doing a lot of great tutorials on the stitches. And I think it's just like anything else, we just need to practice before we get the muscle memory on them. I mean, I can really only remember straight stitch and the lazy daisy. My back stitch stinks, but it's just because I don't do it that often. Wow, pulling it thread by thread is not the best way to do this, but oh well. Okay, so now we have an itty bitty bit of blue with a white stone. And I did not think about how, okay, this was not a good experiment because I didn't think about how I'm going to attach the rest of it. Moving right along, we're just going to pretend we didn't do that piece. And let's go find something else. Let's go find something else in here. Did not bring any of the bigger pieces of fabric. All right, we have green because, you know, green, right? Am I going to turn down the chance to create with green? Not bloody likely. Let's do it like so. Oh, so Janet says with Anne being left-handed and she's a righty, she searches on YouTube how to make the stitch. Yeah. Victoria watches Anne's videos on Fridays for the prompt, but then waits until Rachel does hers at Roxy Creations. Well, that's good. I'm glad that the prompts are working for people. The crafting with others is working. You guys are getting a lot of inspiration from a lot of wonderful places. And you find the methods that work best for you. And that's what's most important, is finding the method that works best for you to have you continue to create. Because, you know, really the joy is in the process, not whether or not you get the same amount of tags done in the same amount of time, whether your tags look like anybody else's tags. It's the process of creating that needs to be your fuel. Rachel takes too long to get to the stitch, according to Janet. She says, I want the 3-minute stitch tutorial. Yeah, there's, shoot. Janet, if you find a website, I know there's been a couple that I have looked at in the past, I haven't for a while, that did just that. They were really quick videos. So if you find a channel that's good about that, you should post it in the group. Because I like having a place for references. All right. We'll go back to the safety zone here. Let's see. So Shauna wants to know, what's everyone's thoughts on a soft but thick? Do you mean thin fabric for a journal cover? Shauna, do you mean thin, soft but thin fabric? And Matilda wants to know, does everyone sell their stuff here? So for a soft but thin fabric, I mean, it depends on how soft. You could use flannel. You could use a bamboo kind of fabric. Oh, thick. Soft but thick fabric. So you want the thickness to come just from the fabric, not from doing the slow stitching. So soft. Matilda says use batting for soft fabric so it doesn't rip. Penny hasn't sold anything that I see a yet at the end of there. There may or may not be one, but Linda gives hers away. Janet said she would rather use a thick fabric than a thinner fabric. Yeah, one of the I shouldn't say mistakes. One of the lessons learned on the piece together piece that I did is that I did not put any backing on it while I was doing the stitching. So that kind of created some puckers and stuff, which I'm just going with as part of the plan, but it really wasn't. Janet has sold a couple journals or a couple comfort hearts and several journals. She makes the most beautiful comfort hearts. Hey, Instagram is something we can all post without having to ask the mods to do all that stuff. Why don't you guys if you're on Instagram, put your Instagram handles in there so people can go find one another and see all the pretties. See what everybody's creating. I'm pretty easy to find on Instagram. I'm just over there under my name, Susan Taylor Brown. But some of you have a little more creative names, and I'd like to be able to find you. I sell when I can keep stock up, but I just don't have enough hours in the day. I've stopped taking custom orders. Instead, I keep a list so people can go on a list, and whoever's at the top of the list gets first choice for what's up for sale next. And then there's no hard feelings if they pass, and they stay on the list, and I go down the list that way. Yeah, Instagram is just great for inspiration, like looking through a catalog. So Sean, if I was going to go for a thick fabric, I would probably do layers, so because I stitching through something like linen or cotton is nice. You could put felt behind it and then put batting behind that, or batting and then felt. Thank you, Victoria. Appreciate you putting that link in for me. Boy, I'm not getting much done today, but that's okay. It is okay, right? It's not a race. What would this look like if I put it behind the other piece of green? That would be different. I don't like it that way, but it would be different. Night, Paul. Sweet dreams. See you on the other side. What's your question, Brenda? Let's see here. Has anyone ever done a tag journal, the binding? As in a journal that is made primarily from tags? I have done some of those in the past, just using paper hinges or fabric hinges to hinge them together. I'm not liking this today. What is my issue? I don't know. Do a little bit of green, a little bit of brown, a little bit of white. Just sort of smush this together. So I guess I'm not quite sure about the tag binding, Brenda. Yeah, the strips are 1 inch. Yeah, a whole journal. As far as like a big journal that you're going to write in, probably the biggest one I've done that way has been about maybe 40 pages. If I was going to do it now, I probably wouldn't do it with paper. I would do it with fabric because I think it would be a little stronger. Oh, tabs. Okay, so Sean is under the same name. Good. It needs a darker one, huh? Ooh, I like that. Yeah, who is it? Is it Rachel that has somebody not too long ago did the tab binding tutorial? Or was it Artie Mays? Or both? I can't remember. How do you keep it from slanting? Yeah, you have to be very careful as you're putting it together. Hey, Margaret. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a good day today. So slippery here. Nikki does great tutorials. So if you found one by her, that's a good one to use. Tracy did one. Yeah, that's right. Tracy did one. I remember that now. Thank you. What's hard is when they call them something different, but I think it's the tab binding. I think Victoria had the name right. I'm glad to see all those Instagram names popping up, so you can go check everybody out. Yeah, as far as how to keep the things from slanting, you really just need to have kind of take your time as you're putting it together and line them up with the ruler, you know. Yeah, so just look for the TAB binding. If you find one, they'll probably link to the others. Margaret's 2 more scans this morning to pinpoint exactly where the lump is and have it removed on the 15th of April. Okay, we will be sending you some good vibes, Margaret. Many, many good vibes. Victoria, I think you're right. Wendy started it, and then everybody else did them. So, okay, Shauna, when I check you out, I will see your first slow stitch beads and knits on an applique. Nice. Yeah, it's a huggy day. It is a huggy day, I think. It's better now that I'm here with all of you, Margaret. I'm enjoying picking up all the good energy from you guys. We had electricians here all day yesterday, and it was just, and they were outside working, but it's exhausting. But on the plus side, we now have a hookup for our generator. So when the power outages happen this summer and the power company shuts us down to protect us from fires, we will be able to at least keep the refrigerator running. Yeah, I'm not doing a very good job sewing my stones on today. I mean, it's fine. They're, not to beat myself up, but they're not coming out quite the way I had figured they would. And that's okay. Yeah, I don't think anybody has anybody here done the same tab binding that Brenda is talking about? She wants to know if you have any tricks for how to keep the tabs from getting slanted when you're putting them together. Yeah, Midge, it's an easy place to share your photos so we can see what you're doing and support you. My trouble is I don't tend to do something that somebody else is doing right when they're, like probably within the first year that they've done it, because I've got such a long list of projects of my own that I'm working on. So it takes me a while before I get back and see something that's interesting that I want to give a shot. All right. Wow. That's a whopping 2. That's okay. It's not a race. Reminding myself it is not a race. I mostly just wanted to come hang out and chat with you guys and get a little perk me up. Trying to separate. There we go. We got two. Got two done, and I'm going to say that's okay. All right. We have a different color at all. All of these are so skinny. I don't know what I did with all my bigger pieces. It's kind of pink. Okay, Shauna, go take a nap. We will catch you later. Margaret, you taking care of your health is the most important thing right now. It's going to take all your energy, and that's where your energy should be focused, is just following the doctor's orders and doing what you need to do so they can nip that in the bud for you and get you back out there arting again. I am live at the same time every week. Yes, every Wednesday it is noon California Pacific time, and you'll have to put it into your time change thingy to figure out what that is for you. Well, I did not bring a selection. It's like greens, and that's about it. But let's see if we can do one with this kind of slightly pinkish stuff. Yeah, so far behind that you're in first place. I know that feeling. Definitely know that feeling. Let's do a long one. Just determined I'm going to use this piece of burlap somehow. And what can we put it on? It's almost 4 p.m. now. Yeah, so so it'll be 2 for you. I think, wait a minute. No, I did that wrong. 1. It's almost 4. It'll be just about 1 p.m. for me here. And I came on about an hour ago. Let's see. A little bit too long. Just take off just a little. Victoria, are you still liking where you moved everything? Yeah, 3-hour time difference. Yeah, Margaret, you just, that's fine. You lurk away. You can read, you can watch when you feel up to it. You might not feel like doing much of anything for a little while except resting, and that's what you're going to need to do. Yeah, I have such a hard time with all the time zones and taking classes from people that are, in the Midwest and that are in the UK, and trying to make sure that I don't miss my Zoom calls on different time zones. All right, let's pick a stone. Should maybe get some sandpaper out and see if I could rough up the back of these a little bit. They might be a little easier to attach. Let's see. I was trying not to add any sticks, twigs, things that don't ship, but maybe no, just stick with these today. Just go simple stuff today. Economic development meeting. Boy, that doesn't sound exciting. Sorry. Doesn't sound exciting at all. Unless you're into that kind of thing. I mean, my husband follows all the economic stuff. Not my thing, but he enjoys it. You're going to be moving stuff around again? Wow. Me, I want to get everything in place, get the furniture into place, and then not have to move it all. Yeah, me too. I love the way this stuff frays. It just adds a great dimension. Jute frays too, but not quite as well as this. Oh, you love economics. Okay. Wow. Not I. Yeah, different part of the brain that I don't have either, Matilda. You know, there's some of those things you had to learn in school, and man, as soon as you got out of school, it's like that part of my brain says, okay, gone now. I need the brain space for something fun. Same thing with chemistry. Oh, I hated chemistry class. I mean, now I sort of like some of the things about science with regard to what you can do with, you know, plants and pigments and that kind of stuff. But yeah, it just adds that feeling like it's been around, you know, forever, right? Like, you know, it's been here since the beginning of time. All right, I like that. Let's see, we're going to add some brown wool. And this one's just going to be tones. And what else do we have? Oh, love this. This is cheesecloth, but I dyed it with India ink, and so it got really stiff, which is really kind of interesting. Yeah, you can't even really tear it. It almost feels like a window screen. Anxious for the nicer weather to get here so I can do a lot more dyeing and get it to dry fast in the sun. All right, where do we want to put that? I just always like the burlap on top. Maybe I don't need as much of it if I want to be able to see. All right, and my stone, needle. Yeah, good thing there are people that think economics is fun. You're right, Margaret. We need somebody to do that kind of work so the rest of us that aren't into it cannot have to figure it out. What was your favorite subjects in school? Mine was always, without fail, writing. I enjoyed German class, but I didn't keep it up, so I've lost all of my German. But it was always any of the English classes. English literacy, yeah. Math. All right, I need to, this is not all going to catch unless I pay better attention. English and German, without a doubt. Just find language so fascinating. Yeah, I took several languages in school, and I'm just very sorry that I didn't keep it up after graduation. I do better reading it than I do trying to speak it anymore. I did enjoy computer stuff too. Of course, when we did computer when I was in school, it was because we had the big, huge computers, and we learned to program in Fortran language. We had to do the key punch cards, which nowadays kids probably wouldn't have any idea what I was talking about. Same thing like they didn't understand probably typing classes. Okay, this rock is going to be, this stone is going to be very stubborn. All right. Let's just go back down and come back up again. Yeah, same here, Margaret. I just, and it's sad because like now where we live now, there's a group, well, of course, not with COVID, but pre-COVID, that would meet and they would have dinner and they would speak all in German the whole time. You always said in school, stick me in front of a computer and I'd be happy as a pig in muck. And here I am in front of my computer. Doggone it. This one does not want me to sew it on. Let's see. Maybe we try a different stone. I think there's not a flat edge there, so it doesn't want to grab. Let's see. Oh, that one's kind of pretty. Yeah, chemistry. Whew. Yeah, computer classes were, I think it wasn't until my senior year that we even had a computer class. We had one computer class. It wasn't anything big when I was in school. Well, that's wonderful, Carrie, that you're able to go have some joyful singing. This is probably the least amount of clusters I've gotten done in one live yet. I think I'm only going to manage 3 or 4. Didn't even have the internet when I was, we didn't have the internet when I was in school either. New computers was what you wanted to do. Wow. Carrie says she's almost convinced that she likes slow stitching. Margaret says, I think I would have enjoyed chemistry, but it wasn't taught to girls unless you went to a school for the extra smart kids. Computers weren't even invented when I was at school. Yeah. We had to take a chemistry class. That was it. Hey, Thunder. Hello, hello. How are you doing today? Are you still working on Easter projects? Yeah, we had typing. The girls were supposed to take typing and home ec, and the boys were supposed to take the shop classes, although I did take an auto shop class. Your daughter hooked up your computer, says Matilda, and made me learn. Yeah, I know. We got our first computer at home when my kids were, I don't know, they were under 10. And of course, they picked all that stuff up really fast. Victoria says we had to do all 3, chemistry, biology, and physics. Wow. Brenda says, I seriously tried the slow stitching. Then I went out to watch the snow melt, and that was more exciting. We all have different things that turn us on. Yep. It's not your thing. It's not your thing. That's too funny. Margaret says, when I was in my 20s, I worked for computer engineers in the day when a computer was a whole room and had to be air conditioned with false floors and ceilings. She enjoyed that job. Wow. Yeah, the computers were really, really big when we had them in the senior year. I remember that. Well, I didn't have great home ec experiences in school. It wasn't quite as bad as the art experience, but it wasn't terrific. So Tunder's working on her never-ending journals. All right, let's see if we can get this one to... Now, of course, I'm stitching these. You guys could totally grab your glue and put these together with glue if you wanted. Matilda says, my daughter is a nurse, and she said she would rather cut up a cadaver than sew. Yeah, I have some mixed media friends that make beautiful mixed media, but they're like, oh, I hate to stitch, Don't even want to mend my clothes. Hey, Patty. How are you doing today? Yeah, you're late. You're late. We talked about all the good stuff. What are you working on today, Patty? Since you didn't have a sale on Tuesday, you don't have any big things to do, I wouldn't think, as far as billing goes. You learned how to see. I learned a lot of this stuff in home ec, but I just didn't. I had no encouragement, so it didn't make me want to do any more. All right, let's see if I can get one more done. All right, I'm gonna try blue again. If I go for the darker blue. Woke up to a flooded bathroom. Oh my goodness. That is not fun. Oh, Tunder, I'm making my little clusters. And I'm just adding stones to the center of them this time. So just kind of stitching with all my little scraps that I keep around here on my desk. And yeah, our home ec thing, it was like you had one semester of cooking and one semester of sewing. And I was not a shining star in either one of those classes. The sewing one, you actually had to do a fashion show. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible experience. And cooking was not much better. Drop biscuits, I remember that. That's the only thing I remember. That's what the rack is for, Brenda. You let them sit there. You wash them and you put them in the rack and let them dry. Oh, Carrie, are you getting some mud cloth and some, oh man, handmade bone charms? You're going to have some great materials to work with. Oh, Patty, that is not fun. Not fun at all. All right, that looks a little better. Do we have anything? Oh, this one works. Yeah, teaching anything. Oh, and art was different. Yeah, art. You guys know my story. I got kicked out of the art class. Planned a mock wedding in our home ec class. Wow. Let's see. So, of course, this one's too fat, right? Maybe if we do it like this, we can build this up. It's going to need a big stone, though. Make an accent. No, don't like that. Dang, I'm picky. So picky. That is not fat enough. All right, so if we do this, what are we going to lay over with it? Oh, what happened to... I guess I must have used up all my blues. Yeah, Carrie is in Ghana right now, so she is sourcing a bunch of stuff to bring back. I think is going to be amazing. Yeah, thank you, Victoria, especially since I know I've got another 2-hour talk after this. Aprons. Margaret, I forgot about aprons. Yeah, we had to make an apron and you had to do pockets. If you were out of line, it had to be unpicked and done again. Yikes. Yeah, Carrie, I want to see what you bring back. That's just, You had a wedding with a girlfriend and a boyfriend couple. Oh, wow. They weren't doing the fake baby, what is it, the flower babies or anything like that when I was in school. They hadn't come up with that idea yet, but I bet that would be an interesting exercise. Typewriter and shorthand. Carmen. I wanted to take shorthand. I can't remember why I didn't have shorthand. I think I just didn't have enough. So I was taking several languages because I was taking German, French, and Spanish, and I didn't have room for any more electives. And then I was on the school magazine. Okay, I like this, except it's kind of blocky, so let's move it down a little. Yeah, I like that better. All right, I need I need thread. The whole apron was made by hand. Oh, wow. I remember, it was learning to do the sewing machine, but we had to have pockets on the apron that we did, and we had to use certain things. I think it was rickrack, which I have never been a fan of. Victoria says our art textiles teacher was such a snob. She had very high expectations from everyone, which made me hate that class. Yeah, I like my art teacher. It just was something that was easy at that time, but because I didn't keep up with it, I lost it. The only thing I kept was the ability to read some German, not very much. I was just fascinated. I actually, at one time, thought I wanted to do some kind of work that would use the languages, but I didn't realize how much I hated to travel. So that was not something that was going to work for me. Egg babies, yeah. Flower babies and egg babies. Margaret's school didn't have sewing machines, so then you learned all the stuff by hand. See, that's good. Things can go wrong with sewing machines, or they can be expensive and you can't afford to buy them. They break down. If you can sew by hand, you can always sew. I think my kids might have done flower babies. I can't remember. I'm glad you had a good art teacher, Carrie. Good teachers are just amazing. There's always a couple teachers that stick in our brains and we carry with us. Two of my English teachers did that for me. Some great bone pieces. Wow, Carrie. Oh, I'm excited for you. Have you shown them your journals, and what do they think of the journals? Margaret says, when I left home, I didn't have a sewing machine. I made trouser suit by hand. Wow. Hey, Rita, how are you? Happy to see you here. Hope you are having an awesome Wednesday. Matilda says, our school was too poor for art. I experimented on my own, but when I went to college, that art teacher was a snob. Yeah, I wish that more creative teachers would encourage experimentation. I think one of the reasons that I was just so easy to fall into the writing world was because I had an English teacher that really did encourage us just to go wild and experiment. That there wasn't like one right way to do anything. And that was really encouraging to me. Carrie says, oh, it's hard to shop there because you have to haggle over everything. Oh, yeah, that's probably part of the fun for them, right? Is to haggle over what they're selling. Yeah, hand sewing is an art to be treasured. Yes, and to not beat ourselves up over. When I finished the green first layer of the green cover, I took about a half an hour to really beat myself up about it. And then I had to stop because, if you go looking for problems, you can find them. Surprise, surprise. And it's just such a wonderful way to relax and de-stress. Thanks, Rita. These are all these fabrics are dyed in a variety of ways. Some of them with inks, India ink, some of them with alcohol ink, some of them with distress spray, some of them with diluted paint. I just, whenever I have leftover paint water, we're on a septic system, so I don't dump paint down the septic system. And so whenever there's anything left over, I just, stick some fabric in it. So this is what I've been working on. You wish they had taught us how to knit and crochet at school. I wish that I had learned how to knit. I know how to crochet a little bit, but I don't get great pleasure out of it. So it's not my go-to thing. All right, do I have time? Let's see. If I don't pay too much attention to myself, I can get one more done, right? Now, 5 would be a good number to finish with. 5. Rita, I'm here every Wednesday at noon California time. And I'm here usually for about an hour and a half. And today I am going to stick with my time thing. Let's just do a real tiny. Oh, maybe I could put my blue one on. No, that's just not going to. I need to let that one go. Let it go. And they don't all have to have stones. Yeah, I'm going to use the fuzzy clusters, nature clusters in journals. I'm also going to be selling them in small batches of probably 4. I have quite a stash. This is kind of my thing to do a lot of the time in my lives. So I will be selling them, and I will be using them in some journals. Hello, you little red wagon. Happy to have you here. Hey, Barbara. Hi. What I will do with these clusters, first off, thank you for the kind words. Sometimes they will just go on the page of a journal. So they might just be an accent on a journal page. They might be something that I build up to be a larger piece. So if you go to my channel, I have a video showing like a wall hanging that I've done. I have a lot of materials here in larger colors, but you could picture you had a piece of fabric and then you had a piece of paper, and then you could build it up like this. It could be the center of a journal cover. It could be a wall hanging. It could be a tab. If you put it out at the edge of the page, maybe one. Let's see, do I have one? Okay, here's some that don't have stones on them. So they would be easier to do as a tab hanging out like that. They would go on an envelope. There's, you can, anything that you would use any other kind of ephemera for. Let's see if we can clean up the desk here with a little bit of this. What can we add? What have I got here? Well, I haven't done this yet. Here's one of my little mini spirit sticks. We can put this right in the center, and it needs some fuzzy, right? Because everything needs a fuzzy. We know that. Here's a little bit of fuzzy. Yeah, I love watching knitters knit, but and I could get things on the needles. I just could never get them back off again. I'm too impatient. Too impatient. Story of my life. All right, I think we need something else. Just a little something. And this may not shred quite as well because it's off of the burlap, but I get some shredding. Barbara, did you do any crafting today? How's your quilt coming along? Carmen, no habla español, not anymore. My husband is very fluent, but I used to even be able to say un poquito, but I can't even say that anymore. Not a lick. All right, let's see if we can separate out that wool just a little bit. And then we're going to add one of these little spirit sticks. Dream group today. And the quilt is done. That's great. Congratulations. So your shoulder gets a chance to recover. I have a friend that does dream group every week. It's very helpful to her. Whoops. It does help if you put a knot in it. Hey, Lori, take care. It's happy to have you here with me today. Oh, Rita, same thing here. And, you know, and I stink at using a thimble. I know I just need to, you know, practice more so I get better with the thimble, but I stink at it. I actually forgot I even had these little spirit sticks right handy. So these were just made by wrapping some of my old threads, the spirit sticks. There's a video on that, but these were just made by wrapping leftover pieces of threads around sticks and pine needles. Yeah, if you have a good group, Barbara, I agree. You know, you can get some amazing insights that way. Victoria says she is immune to being stabbed by needles. Wow. Thank you, Carmen. Yeah, any of this kind of slow stuff like this, I mean, I'll just sit like after, I might just do my other phone call right here at this desk, even though it's going to be a regular phone call, and I can just sit here and keep doing this while I chat. Janet, that's the same thing. Hey, Gypsy, thank you. Yeah, I keep thinking it would be easier if I practice more, but it just doesn't feel like it's ever going to get any easier for me. Oh, Matilda says she uses a Band-Aid instead of a thimble. That's not a bad idea. Protects you a little bit. I have some of those, they're like plastic discs that are sticky that you're supposed to put on your fingers to kind of help protect them too. And that, when I remember to use them, is nice. I just think I need to start using them when I'm making cordage because I keep cutting myself with blades of grass. All right. I think that's it. That gives me 5, and that one's a little different. So that's what I got done today, and I'm okay with that. Like I said, it wasn't a race. I wasn't trying to get any certain amount done. I just needed something relaxing that I could work on while I was chatting with all of you today. And I just really appreciate all your kind words and support. Thanks for supporting one another. Those of you that are in the group, you know, I want to see what you're working on. Post some pictures. And if you're not already in the Facebook group, I don't know. Hopefully there is a link to it in the description box. And if not, look in the previous video on my channel and there will be a link in the description box. Yes, I'm going to go make some throat tea to drink before my phone call because I know it's going to last me a couple hours and my voice will be gone tonight. Yeah, it does kind of resemble a feather, doesn't it? These are just some little pine needles what's left of the pine needles after I use them for making dye, and then I just let them dry, and then I continued to use them for something else. So thank you, everybody. It was great to have you here with me today. I hope you all go off and have a fabulous creative week, and I will see you next week at noon California time. All right. Thanks for the thumbs up too. I appreciate it. Oh, there you go. Victoria put the link in for the Facebook group. So if you are not there already, go ahead and join the group. And I always put an announcement a little while before I'm going to go live. So you have it there. So bye-bye, everybody. Thank you again.